Good morning. It's Tuesday, November 10th. And yesterday the stock market opened at some record numbers, 1,500. The futures were 1,500 up. And why was that? Well, that was because Pfizer made an announcement about their vaccine, that not only is it effective, it's 90% effective. 90% is an unusual number. Most of the time when they announce these things, they'll talk about 65 or 70%. But 90% is astronomical. Now, of course, there's still a few odds and ends that have to be taken care of. So this thing right now is in the final stages of getting approved, I guess. And they're claiming that by the end of December, they will have it out there. Now, that's not the real big story that I'm about to tell you. The real big story on this thing is Pfizer knew this before Election Day, and they withheld the information. Why do you think they withheld the information? Because Pfizer realized that Donald Trump was bad for this country. So they withheld all of this information about the vaccine coming out so soon. I'm sure that many of you are shaking your heads. How could an old man like me who's been sequestered for months, get this information about Pfizer? Well, don't worry about it. The clues have been out there for a long, long time. And I really don't understand why anybody would doubt my word. People in this country have been listening to Trump for 4 years and nobody really doubts his word. And the man lies incessantly. And yet people believed him, and they rallied for him, and he tells all kinds of stories at his rallies. And he abused people. He abuses people left and right. He has a nickname for everybody, and none of those nicknames are nice. But me, I'm a decent citizen, and I find out this wonderful news, and I think there are people who are out there, and they will doubt me. And that should upset me, but it doesn't, because I know about the gullible American public. And I am not at liberty to tell you all the different places that I have heard this from. Just let me say that my information is as good and as valuable as the information that Giuliani has been using to promote the recounts that are going on right now. If I told you how I knew that Pfizer did this thing on purpose, I could get a lot of people in trouble. So let's just leave it lie and say that the guy who lives in Smithtown has been locked up for 8 months in his house, has a long reach. And believe me, I know all the places to look. Because, I'm a techie. I look at all the pieces of information that are out there. And I recognize the fact that Pfizer could not make this announcement in good conscience before Election Day. They did it for the good of the country. Now, I know there's many of you out there that don't believe me. You think this old man who sits in his house all day and plays on his computer and rants doesn't know what's going on in the world. But that's not true. The signals have been out there if you watch the right television stations. The word has been out there a long time. And I listen to those television programs, and I know the real truth, So Pfizer has done this country a great service by withholding the announcement until after Election Day. Now, the only thing that we have to worry about with this announcement is that it could be true, that it's really true, and that they will be able to produce millions of vaccinations as fast as they say they can. Well, I have no reason not to believe Pfizer. And one of their representatives is constantly on the news, Scott Gottlieb. A former FDA chief is on the board of Pfizer working on this vaccine. So he lends a lot of credence to the fact that Pfizer's vaccine is really going to work. But I believe that this information should put a stop to this activity of this group that's calling themselves Stop the Steal and still riding around the countryside in their pickup trucks with their flags flying and the banners and the Trump banners, and they are refusing to give up. So maybe Pfizer looked at it that way too, and they made this announcement to show people that it's time to stop marching around, that President Trump doesn't know everything every time. So I, for one, am very happy they made this announcement. Happy that the stock went up. Happy that soon there is a light at the end of the tunnel and we can get our vaccinations and get out and get back to a normal life. But don't kid yourself. It won't be that easy. It won't be that easy. So that's all I have to say. And I'll finish with kudos to Pfizer. And don't ask me how I know this. Don't ask me how I got this information. Because I will tell you as much as Donald Trump tells you about his facts on the recount, etc. So with that, I say goodbye, and I will see you in the morning.